Hey guys, welcome back once again. This is Glenn, a student of Vouch International. Today we'll be talking about the Autocad shortcut keys. Well, the shortcut keys are the shortest and quickest way of activating some Autocad operations or command. And in this list, I will be showing you some of the shortcuts. So, without wasting much time, let's begin. So, firstly, we begin with the F1 tool or the F1 key. The F1 key is used to open the help menu. The F1 key is used to open the help menu. So, in case you have any question or anything you want to know about the AutoCAD, you just press on your F1 and you go through. And you can also search for whatever you're looking for. You also have index. It's taking a time to see. Yeah, I think that would be for now. Then the F2. The F2 is also used to tell whether everything of yours is intact. Maybe there are new updates and you need to update your AutoCAD something. It tells you. And the F3. The F3 is used to toggle the let's say it's also known as the object snap, and the object snaps is used for these tools at the endpoints. Like let's say you're drawing a line. Let me make an example. The line. Let's say you're drawing a box. So here. When the object snap is activated, it will show you that this is the endpoint or this is the midpoint and other stuff here. So and we have F6. F6 is also known as the dynamic USC. It can be activated and deactivated using the F3 key. Well, with the dynamic UFCS, you can use to make geometrical directions of a face or another 3D objects. So let's say you can also use it to toggle dynamic USC using the USC detect system variable. The value of this system varies from 1, which is on, and then 0, which is off. Then we have the F8. The F8 is also known as the auto mode. With the F8, let me show you. Sorry. When the F8 is off, you see your lines become crooked or it becomes slanted. But once you activate your F8, the lines become either vertical or horizontal. And then we also have F10, which is the polar. The polar is used for tracking. You can either make your line inclined to any other angles with defined polar tracking increments. So now let's talk about the basic AutoCAD commands. In this list, I'll be showing you the most basic commands that you will always be using. Maybe most of the times you won't be needing some of them, but then most of them are always needed. With something like the line, which its shortcut is L. So L is used to activate our lines. And then we also have C, which stands for circle. So C, which is circle. And whenever you press your shortcut, either use the space bar or the enter command. So with a C, you give it a radius So you can make it as big as you want or as little as you want. It all depends on um let's say what you are doing or the design you are making. Yeah, so with a C, let's go a little bit. So okay, this is better. So C is used for shortcuts, and then we have PL, which stands for polyline. PL, which stands for polyline. So it's the same as a square. Oh, sorry, a rect. Yeah, let's say a square. It's also used to draw boxes. Sorry, you use the polyline to draw boxes or squares. Then we have our rectangle.
Yes, I can.
Then we have our rectangle, which is REC, which stands for rectangle. So
Okay.
you see, once I activate the REC, this shows let's escape everything or let's clear everything. So let's start again with the REC. Once you press enter, it shows you whatever you've written here. So rectangle, we have our rectangle. And we also we also have we have ARC, which the name already mentions what it's used for. It's known as an arc. So ARC stands for arc. And then we have CO, which stands for copy. So once to copy something, you need to highlight whatever you want to copy first. Then you type in your shortcode or your shortcut, sorry, CO, enter. Then it duplicates whatever you want to copy. So you can either paste a vertical, horizontal, or that's when your auto key is on. But when the auto key is off, you can paste it anywhere you want, whether slanted, anywhere. So save this one here. But once the auto key is on, you can only place it vertically and horizontally. And then another tool which I mostly use or I always use is the trim key, which is the TR. With the trim key, let's say you have to draw a box and you don't need this part. You use the trim key, which is TR, and then enter. Then with the trim, there are two ways of doing it. With the trim, there are two ways. One is by single hitting. Once you hit a single, you highlight the part it should trim up to. So after pressing, you see the line changed to short dashes. Once you hit it again and you select on this, it trims the top and leaves everything beneath it. That's one way. And then the other way is by double clicking. Then anyways, they all do the same thing, but there's that one limits wherever you want to trim it, and then the other trims the whole thing. And also, sorry, let's delete this and draw this line. We have this. So our next tool is the extend tool, which is the EX. So EX stands for extend. With the extend, the name already shows whatever it does or tells you what its purpose is. So once you hit, you single click, then you double click rather, then it shows the whole thing now. And now we have another two too. Okay, so wait, let me add this wall. See, as I said earlier with the object snap, you see we had endpoints. So once the endpoint is activated, whenever your mouse falls at the end of it, it tells you it's at the end. Wherever the mouse is, it shows you where the thing is. So the nearest is like it's closer to the end, but then it's not at the end. It's not at the end. Yeah. So our next one is explode. The explode tool is used to explode objects. So to explode something, you highlight whatever you want to explode. You have the explode tool here, but then its shortcut is known as the X. So once you hit on X, it explode whatever you want to do. Then you always do it twice. So once you do that, it has exploded whatever you want to do. So you can either delete this. You see, once it's exploded, you can delete it individually, but if it isn't and you delete, you see it deletes the whole thing. So yeah, that's the use of the explode. And we also have fillets. Sorry. We have the fillet too. With the fillets, you have this line, but then you don't want it to read. You couldn't let it read, so with the fillet, it's complete whatever object is open. So let's say if it's a square and the line isn't tabbed to, once you use the fillet tool, it makes it a complete square or a complete rectangle. Yeah, we also have the PO2. The PO2 stands for points. So now it's used to select any points. So if you want to delete it, if you want to delete, let's say, a particular area in a drawing, that's when you use the PO2. Okay, so the next tool or the next shortcut we'll be talking about is the hatch tool, which its shortcut is an H. So H, enter. Well, with the hatch tool, the hatch allows you to fill up all the closed areas with a particular hatch pattern, gradient or solid fill. And with the hatch, we have different types of hatches. We have the solid, which makes it blank. We have angles, we have airborne, we have breaks, brags, dashes, earth, which that one is good for your foundation. With the earth hatch, you can use it for your foundation. And we have our gravels and other types of hatches there. So you decide the type of hatch you want to use depending on the part or the aspect you are working on. And so we move on to the next one, which is the gradient. So gradient, gradient is also the same as the hatch. So but with a gradient, it's a command used to fill up closed spaces with particular color pattern. Yeah, so let's say you have a particular design and you want, let's use this rectangle for example. Let's select a different color of the gradient, so let's make it the two colorways. Yeah, let's make it the two color gradient. Let's go with a lighter blue. Let's go with it. So we have add points and then add selected points. With the add points, you select individual spaces. With the add points, you highlight. So let's see the add select point. With that one, you highlight the whole thing and then enter. Let's go for preview. So this is how it will look like. So this is what we call a gradient. Once you click on OK, it automatically saves the gradients in the design for you. And we also have Control X, which is used to cut particular drawings. So let's say you want to cut this drawing and move it here. So you highlight it first, Control X, then you specify or you move to the specific location you want to paste it. So let's say you want to paste it here, then you right click, go to clipboard, then we have paste. You can also decide to use the shortcut of paste, which is the Control V. So once you click on the Control V, you see it shows, but then since you haven't clicked on a specific area, it doesn't add it over there. So let's add it here. Yeah. And then we have Control plus Shift plus C. That one is used to copy with the base point. You copy to clipboard with base point. Meaning, if you have to copy something, let's say you want to copy this. Once you use the Control C, it copies it normally, but with the base point, it copies everything in the drawing. Yeah, and then we have so that's the use of the Control plus Shift plus C. And we also have Control P, which stands for plot. Well, with the plot, it's used for printing. Let's say you have your design done and you want to print it out from a soft copy to a hard copy. We use the plots. We have different types of plot. We have the none. That one is the name of whatever you want to do. You can decide to add it here, and then the type you want to plot it to. We have plot to eplot, DWF to eView, DWF to eplot. Then you have DWG to PDF. Then you have to publish to web DWF, publish to web JPEG, and then publish to web PNG. So anyone you want, you decide the one you want to do. And we have our paper size. So we have A4, A3, A2, A1. We have both the vertical and the horizontal aspect. So if you like your drawing to be in the vertical aspect, you choose. If you want it to be in the horizontal aspect too, you can choose that one too. And then we have the plot area. The plot area has four let's say mini folders. We have the display, extend, limit, and then windows. With the display, it shows the whole thing. So let's go to the next one, extend. Extend is like it's if you have to print everything here, it's going to make it short and then leave the rest of the paper. I don't know how that one is going to help though. So we have limits, and then we have windows. When you go to the windows, you see automatically it closes the pop-up menu that you opened already. So if you want to let's say draw this whole thing, you just draw a square or a rectangle, any shape that is to show, or means let's say any shape that any area which your drawing is here. Let's see that one. Let's see the area. Sorry, any area which you want to be shown on the paper, you highlight that whole thing, and then we have the plot offset. So now with the plot offset, you have the x and then the y. You see, once you have centered the plot, once you click on it, the drawing automatically becomes in the middle. It doesn't show like normally, but then it shows in this drawing aspect, or let's say this area. Yeah. So let's highlight it and see it's normal. And at first we are this was 0, the y coordinate was 0.00, but once you centered it, it showed you the center of the paper. So you can preview, apply to layout. Okay, once you click on OK, it automatically asks you to save it. So let's go to the preview. Now with the preview, this is how it will look on the paper. Yeah, this is how it will look on the paper. So we haven't decided how we want to save it yet. So let's go to DWG to web. Okay. So if you notice something, once I went for the publish to web JPEG, it notified me that I should change the paper size. So let's go to the P. Then you could see it also changed the paper size here. So let's go to PDF. As you can see, paper size not found. So to ask you to make it change the paper size, if you like, you can use the custom paper size or use a default paper size. It's up to you. So let's go to OK, and let's change our paper size to A4. Oh, sorry. A4. Yeah. Okay, we already have centered the project, and you see when I went to the A4, it's changed. So let's go to preview. You could see it's different from how it looked at first. Okay. So once you click on the OK, this can get, so you can decide to change the name of the file or maintain it how it is. It's up to you, and it's actually the type, which is a PDF. So let's save it. Alright, I'll be showing you how it looked like in the PDF. Yeah, so as you can see, this how it looked like on the paper size. You can see everything we did so far during the video tutorials shows here. So and another tool we also have we have lots and lots of tools and shortcuts. And then okay, let's focus. Okay, so now let's focus on this down part. Yeah, with this down part we have the snaps, grade, auto, polar, o snap, o track, dark, DUI, and then LWT. So let's deactivate everything first. Now with the snap, the snap is used to show the x and then the y tracking system, which is the longitude and then the latitude, or let's say polar tracking. Yeah. We have our grade. You could notice that something appeared when I clicked on the grade over here. So at first this wasn't there, so let me turn the grid off again and then on. So the grid is very useful though, but I don't usually use it. Maybe you might be interested in using it, but I don't usually use it. And then we have the auto. Like I said earlier, with the auto, it's used to draw line vertical and horizontally. And then with the polar, you see, when you notice, once I click on auto, the polar goes off, and once I click on polar, the auto also goes off. Because you can't use the two at the same time. You could only use one. And then we have the O snap, which is the object snap. The object snaps shows the twos and everything. So we have endpoints, midpoints, center. Endpoints like the end of the line or the end of the object. Midpoint is in the middle. Center is, as the name suggests, is in the center. We have node, quadrant, intersection, extension, intersection, perpendicular, tangent, nearest. Yeah, perpendicular and tangent are also the same thing, but with the perpendicular, it tells you whether the thing is 90 degrees. Yeah, and then the tangent is used in a circle. So maybe you have a design to design, and then you need to draw, let's say, a circle in some aspect. So you need a tangent to show you whether it's on track. We have the nearest to the nearest is the same as the end points, but with the nearest, it tells you if your line or if maybe what you want to do is closer to the end point, and if it's not closer to the end point, you'll be notified with the nearest. We also have apparent intersection. Apparent intersection is the same as the intersection. Apparent intersection is the same as the intersection, but with the apparent let's say it's the same though, but there's just a slight difference between it. And then we have our parallel, as the name suggests. Okay. And we also have the orange track, dark, DYN, which is dynamic inputs. Disallow dynamic UCF, and the O track stands for object snap tracking. It's used to track the O snap as the endpoint and stuff. Yeah, then we have the LWT, which stands for line weight. You see, if you notice, let me show you something new. If you notice something, you could see the line looks thinner, but when you activate the line weight, let's change this line's measurements. Yeah, so with the LWT, which is the line weight, it's used to show whether the line one is, as you can see now, the line weight is off. Sorry, the line weight is off. And once I click on the line weight or I activate it, you could see the line at first. Okay, at first it was lighter, but now it has become deeper. Yeah, so that's the property of the line weight. And then we also have another tool, which is the match property, and the match property shortcut is the MA. With the match property, it's used to you see how this line is. Once I click on it and I'm to select anything, it makes that thing I've selected have the same so if I'm to copy this color, you see the gradients can never be copied because it's not a line. So as you can see, with a match property, it's used to copy the same properties from one point to another. So no matter how many objects I have here, if I want them all to be the same, I just need to copy one and what I want, let's say the size or the features I want it to have. if let's have this one with that one, I just have to copy the features and then I can give it every object in there. Alright.
Okay, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our page.